Yo, it has been a minute since we've been in the dojo here. I did a whiteboard video yesterday, just going over the differences between athletic training and bodybuilding. I know long form informational videos aren't always the most exciting thing, but there are a lot of people out there that don't understand athletic training versus bodybuilding. So if that's something that you'd like to check out, I have a big, I think it was 37 minutes, and I broke down the athletic training, bodybuilding, and kind of the differences in what goes on with those things. So today we're doing chest and biceps. No major changes. I was at a commercial gym all last week, and yeah, just not the same as dojo. Once you get in your routine, once you get in your groove of being in a gym that you know, it kind of messes up your flow and your rhythm just a little bit. You're so used to coming in, doing this lift this many times. So making the switch from going from the dojo to a commercial gym, back to the dojo, it's throwing a little wrinkle in my training, but it's good. You got to go with the flow. Life gets crazy. You go on vacations, you go out of town, visit family, all that good stuff. So always have a plan. If you don't already, I highly suggest having either a whiteboard or something in your notes on your phone. I use Google Sheets, but just keeping track of all your lifts, the weight you use, sets and reps. That way you can track progressive overload. You can, through time, add different lifts, add different weight, use percentages if that's what you want to do. So it is super important to avoid plateauing. If you don't already, you really need to look into doing it, because that's the only way you're going to get better. If you just come in and arbitrarily throw on weights, you're not going to get better. I shouldn't say you're not going to get better. It's going to be much more difficult. You're going to impede your process of getting better quite a bit more if you don't track. So that is my challenge to you. Track all the weight you do, all the lifts you do, even if you feel like it's more of like a auxiliary type lift, still track it. I track everything I do. My warm-ups with like my resistance band, like you just seen, track everything. Super important. I talked about it a little bit last time, but the angle of your bench, most people go 45 degrees for incline. I started going 30 degrees. I feel like I get a little bit more upper pec with that 30 degrees as opposed to 45 degrees. So if you haven't tried it yet, try it out. I think you'll like the results. Something I think more people need to be aware of is how we hold on to the bar when we're doing pressing movements. I see it all the time with inexperienced lifters, freshmen in high school, the athletes that I train. Some of them will grab the bar with a death grip like this, where their thumb is not engaged. Some people do this, the rationale is they don't want their forearm to be activated when they're doing a pressing movement. But if you look here, if I'm holding the bar with a death grip, my wrist is flexed back, dorsiflexed, and when I'm pressing, my wrist is not in line with my forearm, which is not in line with my elbow. If I use my thumb and actually hold it how you're supposed to, you will be able to have better grip through the later part of your sets. If you're pushing hard, max effort on a press, and you lose grip on that bar, there is nothing stopping you from that bar coming down straight on your neck. So I've seen a lot of gnarly gym fails where they're using death grip to me as a coach and being around athletes and now training bodybuilding, I just don't see the benefit, especially if you're using free weight barbell. There's very minimal gain to using the death grip. They call it the death grip because if that thing slips out of your hand, it's going straight to your neck. So even if you fail and you're using regular grip like this, you at least have a fighting chance to push it away from you, to give time for your spotter to grab the bar. The amount of forearm grip you get from a regular grip is going to be not very substantial. It's not going to take away from your chest, from your bicep, whatever pressing movement you're doing, your front delt. This is not going to take away from whatever you're trying to work. It's stabilizing. It's there to freaking save your life. So if you're one of those people that hold it with the death grip, you're going to start getting wrist pain because you can't actually put the bar in line with your forearm and your elbow. So when you're pressing, all of this is supposed to be in a straight line, not like this. So just something to think about if you are a death grip person. Not saying you have to do it that way, but just something to be cognizant about if you were to fail on a lift. It's important to remember if you're on a cut or if you're losing weight, your carbs are going to be down, which means in turn your energy is going to be a little bit down. So this is why I keep a log of all my lifts, all the sets, reps, weights. So when I do go on a cut like I am right now, and my energy starts being depleted or my strength starts going down just a little bit, it helps me keep track. And I can keep order of where I need to be, how much I'm losing in terms of weight and all that good stuff. So here's my pitch to keep logging weight, to keep track of everything you do in the weight room. All right, chest and bicep done. So starting tomorrow, teachers will go back to in-service and getting back into our schedule. So videos may be a little later in the evening. It just depends upon what works in my schedule. This first week, it may just be a little bit of trial and error. Maybe you'll get shorts early in the day, video later in the day. I don't know what's going to work best, but as long as people are, enjoying what I'm putting out, we'll keep up with the same frequency. It's just dependent upon my schedule and all that good stuff. So chest day, bicep day, I honestly feel like it's one of the more simple days just because as long as you get your presses at multiple angles, as long as you get your flies at multiple different angles, all the heads of your bicep on your curls, it's pretty straightforward. It just depends upon, do you want to do it with a cable? Do you want to do it with a dumbbell? Do you want to do it with a barbell, easy bar, or some type of combination? So everyone has different lifts that they feel they can get a pump out of. For me, it's super, super simple. It's the only thing that I really get crazy with variation is curls. I don't have huge biceps, but I have huge triceps. So like I'm constantly fighting the battle of like I really need to hammer my biceps to even out my triceps, but everyone's like that. You're gonna have certain muscle imbalances that you need to, I guess, consider for when you're planning your split, if you're in bodybuilding or that sort of realm, push-pull legs, whatever split you're on. You just need to consider your whole physique. And like we talked about earlier, lighting and consistency of when you actually judge your physique matters. If you do it first thing in the morning when you wake up in the mirror in your bathroom, always do it at that time, always do it under that lighting. You don't want to go Tuesday in the morning and then Wednesday evening and then go to a different location with completely different lighting and try to judge it from that. Just be as consistent as you can. That helps with your mindset a little bit with the ups and downs. It helps with the consistency of when you're bulking, when you're cutting. That's something that I've had to remind myself of frequently, probably more frequently than what I'd like to admit. Consistency is key. Just like when you're working out, trying to change your body composition, it all plays together. Maybe you're a type of person that wants to get on the scale every single day. Unless you're getting close to a show, whether you're an athlete like a wrestler or a boxer, getting on the scale every day just as a normal adult who isn't an athlete, who isn't in bodybuilding competitions, I don't suggest it. Your body weight fluctuates so much. So what the current trend is saying, weigh yourself maybe 3 times a week, and whatever the average of that weight is, that's what you need to go off of, because your weight is constantly fluctuating. For guys, but especially women, weight is always fluctuating. So it's an easy way to kind of get in your head, I guess. Maybe Monday you did everything right, you followed your macros, you're in a calorie deficit, and then Tuesday you wake up and you're 0.8 more than what you were yesterday, but you followed everything yesterday. Maybe you just had more water on Monday than what you normally have. So I really don't allow myself to weigh every single day. At the most, I'll go 2 times a week, but it's usually on Friday morning I weigh, because I've been in a calorie deficit all week. Maybe I had one cheat meal on a Saturday, so I don't want to weigh around or weigh after that Saturday cheat meal, but be consistent with everything. That's the biggest way to see improvement over time, because one day you're going to wake up and you're going to look in the mirror when you're looking at your physique and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what happened? Especially if you're early on in like a fitness or health nutrition kick. Once you've been doing it for years, like if you've been doing it for 3, 4, 5 plus years, the frequency at which you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, it doesn't happen as much. The frequency happens less. But when you're early on, enjoy it, because your body changes rapidly and you can do just about anything and see changes in your body. Those were the good old days. I liked waking up once a week and all of a sudden I see maybe my chest starting to form a little bit more than in the past, or maybe it's my traps, maybe it's my quad. It's like waking up on Christmas and seeing a present. It's so nice, but once you get into the routine of things and you've been doing it for years, once you see or notice something in your body, it's just that much cooler. It's like, yeah, all the discipline, all the consistency I've been doing over the years, it's still paying off. It's still paying off. So consistency, people. I'm not going to keep rambling. I appreciate everyone watching, and whether it's on Instagram or YouTube, shorts, reels, whatever. I appreciate everyone watching. So that was chest and biceps day. Back in the dojo. It's good to be back in the home turf after a week off. So see ya.